Getting some sunrise. All right, still about 15 minutes from sunrise. Welcome all. Welcome all. Let's just take a comfortable seat. Namo vaha, sadavaha, swagatam, sadavaha. Welcome all you beautiful people, and may your path be filled with blessings. All right, so let's begin with the Gayatri mantra, Savitri Gayatri mantra, the mantra to the sun, the vivifier, that which brings life to all on the planet. So if you know the words, you're welcome to sing along with me. If not, just listen to the sounds. This is an ancient mantra. The Savitri Gayatri mantra, sung every morning for at least 3,500 years, maybe longer, probably longer. All right, so I'm going to invite you to begin to make your way into a supine position, lying on your back, just finding a place that's as comfortable as you can possibly find it. And I'm going to go ahead and chant the Upanishadic mantra. We're going to do these two throughout the entire series, the Gayatri and the Upanishadic. These are old mantras. Gayatri is to the sun, that which vivifies, brings life to us all. And this is just a blessing for us to work together, this Upanishadic blessing mantra. It's probably not quite as old as the Gayatri. This one's probably on the order of 2,800 years old. Just as you're lying there, just feel how it is to be me right now. How does this feel to be me? Lying there, feeling from the inside. lying on your back, just begin to scan through your body. How does it feel to be me on this beautiful, beautiful morning? And every day is a beautiful morning. Every day is a new now. Atta yoganushasana. Now we begin to practice yoga. And what's yoga? Yoga is stilling the mind. So start to go deeper and deeper within yourself. Maybe begin to listen to your breath a little bit. Maybe that haṃsa breath, hearing a hum on the inhale, sa on the exhale. It's a mantra that we say every time we breathe in our body. And just feel the breath. Feel how the breath makes us heavier, more relaxed. And we're going to go into this a little bit deeper. But find yourself as easy as you can be. Begin to check in with the backs of your feet. How do your feet feel? How are your feet lying on the floor this morning? Begin to scan upward to your legs and to your pelvis. Does your pelvis feel like it's level? Come on up to the back of your head. Does the back of your head feel like it's level? Does your chin feel like it's lifting towards the sky or down towards your collarbone? Allow that to relax. Allow your jaw to relax. Allow your head to just gently roll from side to side, maybe just an inch or two. Just checking into the neck, see if you can feel that movement down your spine. Bring your awareness to your shoulder blades in the middle of your back. So if that's touching the ground, just notice if your shoulder blades are touching the ground evenly. How does this all feel to your body? We're going to talk about the 3 tattvas, or the foundational principles of somatic yoga. It's the intention to be present. Right? The intention in this class is to pay attention to the lower belly, the Kanda. We want to be moving. We want to bring our full intention to moving from this center of the body down here. It's our center of matter, our center of gravity, and feeling, experience life as if we're experiencing from the center of our belly, the Kanda down here. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. And finally, we want to breathe into stillness. So we want to find the stillness, even though we have this movement in our body with every breath. We still want to find this stillness. As we're flowing through life, we want to feel this stillness. And in a somatic, the less you try, the more advantage we gain. The more we can feel, the more we can learn. And this process is about learning. It's about learning at the deepest neurological level. It's about allowing this deep brain, the lizard brain, the brain that's in all moving animals. And it's what keeps all that motion together. It's what keeps them alive, is this monkey brain. This big brain that we have that makes us human is all for fluff, all for show, all for creation and having a good time. It's really not for staying alive. So let's be aware of this. Now find a place about 3 fingers lower than your navel, and just bring your index finger and just start to feel around in there. This is a plexus. Right? It's where the abdominal erectus comes down underneath, becomes the most superficial muscle up here, and becomes the deepest muscle in the pelvic floor. Right? It's where all of these muscles, there's a big nerve plexus down here, just energy down there. Just check it out and check out how you breathe from this point. This is when we're standing, the center of gravity. This is the center of our physical body in the yoga tradition, the heart center, heart-mind center. Right? That's the center of our mental body, our chitta body, and then finally the center up here. This is the center of our spiritual body, these 3 points. These have different names. Bindu point is a good name for using. We're talking about yoga, and the lowest point down here is called TanTien point in Taoism. This is a very big point in martial arts, moving from the center. This is what we mean. We're going to spend a lot of time today moving and learning to feel and move from this center point. So yoga, we learned yoga chitta ritti nirodha, right? That when we calm When we stop reacting to all the thoughts and emotions that come up, then we begin to practice yoga. And if we go on later in the Yoga Sutra, we talk about asana, the big thing in yoga today. But asana simply means seat. Sthira Sukham Asana. Right? And asana is still and steady. It's easy, it's quiet, and yet we're engaged. Part of that, 2.46, 2.47, it's Sthira Sukham Asanam Prayatna Shaitilyananta Samapatibhayam. So this Sthira Sukham occurs as all effort relaxes and coalescence arises, revealing that the body and the infinite universe are indivisible. So now bring your knees to standing. Feet are flat on the earth. Feet are about hip width apart. Just begin to feel into your body. Notice how this might be a little bit different than we were feeling earlier. Allow your head to gently roll from side to side. Just relax down into this position. And now try to bring your pelvis so that the face of the pelvis comes up towards your face. So the bottom of the pelvis is rolling up, the top of the pelvis is rolling down. See what you can do in your body to make that happen. And then relax it. So flatten your back towards the ground. Roll the pelvis. And then release. Roll the pelvis. And release. Arms can be at your side. Check in. Where can you release? Where can you let go? As we do this, maybe move your legs a little bit further out, just to change positions a little bit. And just notice that little rolling in the pelvis. So this would be a posterior roll. The top of the pelvis is going back. Notice how you press your feet gently into the ground to make this movement happen. Just continue with this gentle, easy movement, gently pressing the feet down and allowing the pelvis to rock. We're really looking for this movement to the pelvis. This whole practice is centered on this point right down here, this Kanda that we found. So begin to imagine that as the back is pressing down into the floor, that the Kanda, it's a sphere and it comes down into a point. And then as we inhale and we press the feet down and the belly, we relax the feet, notice that the belly rises. Imagine that the Kanda is just expanding as a sphere right in the pelvis. On the inhale and on the exhale, it's contracting down. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, contracting. Just in the lower belly. And just notice that that breath, even if we don't press the feet, you might be able to rock our pelvis just a little. Now go ahead and take a break. You can bring the knees together and just take a break for a few seconds before we come back into a little bit more movement. This is some of the most important movement we do, so go ahead and bring the knees back to standing, or if the knees are together, bring them apart, whatever's happening in your body here, and just start to play once again, just gently rocking. Now you can let up a little bit on the feet. So we're pressing down, flattening the back, not lifting the feet, but just unweighting the feet, just ever so little. This is just a perfect time to where we can let go. We're just letting our pelvis gently rock with the breath and the feet. Just let that happen and relax down. And just rest for a minute. And then we're going to bring a little bit of extra. Just notice as we're pressing up and down, if one foot's pressing a little bit more than the other foot. Just notice, maybe it's not, and if it's not, just pick a foot and begin to intentionally press a little bit more into one foot than the other foot. Just a little. They're both pressing down, but one's maybe 20% more pressure. Notice how the pelvis begins to tilt as we lift and fall. Just pressing a little bit more into one foot. And we're still gently lifting and gently relaxing back down. You can bring your hands to your pelvis if that feels good to do this. Pressing a little bit more into one foot than the other. And then go ahead and release that down. Just release, let go for a minute. You can bring the knees together, extend the legs out. Just checking the right side from the left side. That's how we learn in somatics. We learn by comparison of one side of the body to the other side of the body. Now go ahead and bring the knees to standing, the legs to standing. Once again, find that comfortable place. Begin that pelvic roll. Now press a little bit more in the other foot than we were just pressing in. Just noticing the tilt going in the opposite direction. Still breathing into the pelvis. We can still hear the haṃsa, but now allow the pelvis to expand on the inhale. Feel this kunda. Imagine this spot. It's a red, ruby red spot. And as we inhale, it expands. As we exhale, it contracts. And imagine that we are within that bindu point, that kunda point. And we're experiencing life through that kunda point. Visualize this inside. Go ahead and settle back down for just a minute. Just take a break. Relax a little bit here. Now go ahead and bring the feet back to standing. Equalize. And go back to the first foot, pressing in. And start to notice the connection between pressing that foot down and the opposite shoulder. Notice, if you can, the connection as you're pressing one foot down a little bit more than the other, the connection to the opposite shoulder. And then go ahead and relax down. And try the same thing on the other side. Just pressing the foot down, tilting, feeling the effect on the opposite shoulder. And then go ahead and just release down completely into relaxation, into full relaxation. Now bring your feet back to standing. Find that comfortable place, and you can always move your feet around a little bit. Every time we change things, we change the information that's coming to the brain. The more it can learn. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to gently begin to press. You can bring your hands onto your pelvis if you like. We're going to gently begin to press down into the feet so that the lower back comes into the floor. And then we're going to slowly begin to lift the tail. Just roll the tail up. Maybe get to one vertebrae. Just feel that slow as you possibly can. And then slowly release it back down. Just continue in this way, very slowly lifting, very slowly releasing just one or two vertebrae at the back. We're hardly lifting the back of the pelvis off the floor at all, maybe just an inch at the most, and relax it back down. Really feel into the movement of the pelvis. Maybe you want to exhale as you bring the pelvis up. Exhale. Draw the kunda down towards the floor and allow the tail to lift all at the same time. All with this contraction of the bindu. And then when you want to set it back down, inhale. Allow the whole pelvis to expand around the kunda. And you're inside that kunda. The back is lifting up off the ground. And maybe slowly back and forth. Maybe you go to two vertebrae in your lower back now. Just a little bit more, and see if you can start to feel each vertebrae in the lower back as it touches down. So exhale to lift. Inhale. It's like after the exhale, you've pressed all of the air out. The Kunda's down to a point size, and there's no air in the lungs. Imagine that the first inhale fills a ball in the lungs, and then that ball rolls down the spine to put you back down. So when you're in the bridge, the inhale, roll the breath down the spine and allow the Kunda to expand. Continue it this way, going up maybe 3 vertebrae and maybe 4 vertebrae. Just gentle pelvic rise. This is one of the most important movements we make. And we somehow, I watch people walking in the modern world and they think we shouldn't be moving the pelvis. The pelvis has to move for us to walk properly. And this is all about walking. So continue pressing the feet down, noticing this bridge. Take a rest when you need a rest. And now we're going to do that same thing. So as you're lifting up slowly, put a little bit more pressure in one foot than the other. So start to feel the pelvis tilt as you're lifting on it. So you're kind of on the side of the spine now as you lift and come back down. One side. So come all the way up to the lower ribs. And then slowly let it back down on one side of the spine. Just feeling deeply into that movement. It's such a luscious movement. It's something we want to work every day, and we will work on this little pelvic curls every day as we're progressing through this series. It's one of the most important things, that and freedom of the shoulders. Shoulders and the hips, shoulders and the pelvis, they go together in a very, very dramatic way. So then switch to the other foot so that the pelvis is tilting the other way, and we can lift and release on the other side of the spine. And we want to relax, we want to let go. Where can we let go? It's not about having a destination, it's not about getting somewhere with these poses. It's only about the sensations that result from the movement and the neurological education, the neuromuscular education that's going on, resetting all of our neuromuscular connections into a more relaxed, easy state. And bring your hands to your belly if you like, and you can continue this movement or take a break. Go ahead and take a break. Just for a minute, just to feel the difference between the two sides. And then maybe you can lift one pelvis up and set it down, and then lift the other side and set it down. Maybe a little bit more pressure on one side, so alternating back and forth. Feeling a little twist from lift to lift, right? We want to move our spine every possible movement that it has in a practice like this. Especially the lower spine, we're working on the pelvis area today. Breathe. Continue to experience the Kunda expanding on the inhale and contracting on the exhale. Experience the movement from the Kunda. Kunda's lifting up, and Kunda's lifting and pressing down. So when we inhale, it's almost like we're pressing that point up from the front and down from the back. It's expanding in all directions. On the exhale, everything's drawing in to this point. The whole body's pulling into this point. Feel that whole body expanding around the point and contracting around the point. Go ahead and relax now. In fact, in this relaxation, press the Kunda out on the inhale. Draw it in on the exhale. Muscularly. Just a few times. And then go ahead and drop it. Just totally relax. As easy as you can. In your skin. Do that a couple more times, just breathing deep into the Kunda. You can allow Allow your head to gently roll from side to side at the same time with your eyes open. Looking from side all the way to the sky right above your head, all the way to the other side. And breathing, feeling the Kanda expand and contract. Expanding and contract. And then go ahead and let that go. Just let it all go for a moment. Really feel into your body. Start to move around, bring your legs back to standing. If you're well placed, that your knees are pointing up towards the sky. Get yourself comfortable. I like to move around a little bit, coming down onto the floor. You can bring your hands to your belly if you want. We're going to do that same type of movement. Okay, we're going to start to lift. Just feel the lift in the pelvis and settle it back down. Several times. Feeling into the Kanda. See if you can feel as you draw the Kanda down. See if you feel that into the legs, into the pelvis. Breathing, feeling, experiencing life through that Kanda point. Try pressing the knees away from you. So instead of pressing straight down with the foot, press the knees away. Engage the glutes. Just feel the difference between that and pressing straight down in the feet. Just continuing to rock that pelvis slowly and easily. We're not just doing this repetitive, thinking that the more we do it, the more our body's learning. That's not really the case. Just one really good movement with full awareness. The whole idea is to meditate, to bring our full conscious awareness to the movement as deep as we possibly can. And you can go ahead and lift up on one leg a little bit more and the other leg. You can even do this as you're going up and down. And step up and down. You can even lift the left and then the right, set the left down, then the right down. You can make these kind of circle piston things. You can start on the other side. Whatever feels right for moving the pelvis around for us here. See if you can feel the back on the exhale come down. Keeping the pelvis nice and level. And press down. Lifting. Feel one side coming up a little bit more than the other. This is just such a nice little exercise. It gives us the rotation on the spine. We're also getting a little bit of motion in the hip joint itself. Let's just coordinate it out of gravity. Our body can be long and supported. Feel deep into this. That lifting one side and then coming to level and then dropping one side, first side, coming around in a circle like that. Go ahead and stretch your legs out, relax. This might actually make you tired to do this. So we're trying to use less and less energy with every iteration through. Legs back to standing now. Arms at your side. Palms can be more or less down. Begin to turn your head to the right a little bit. Just roll your head to the right. So you're looking off to the right. pelvis a little bit. With your head off to the right, set it back down. Slow and slow. Just notice how this is different. Just a little rotation of the head. Lifting the pelvis. Settling back down. You might notice one leg is pressing a little bit heavier than the other as you turn your head one way or the other. Turn your head back to the neutral area so that you're looking straight up towards the sky, and continue with a gentle lift. And then you can turn your head to the left and continue with that movement. Notice if your pelvis is staying level or not. Head is turned to the left. Relaxed and easy. Just noticing how this is different. And when your head is relaxed and in the middle, in that neutral place. This is what somatics is about. Slightly different movements, slightly different positions in space. Changes the way we learn. Go ahead and stretch the legs out or come to a relaxed position, a constructive relaxation with the knees together. Go ahead and bring the knees back to standing. Arms at the side. Start those bridges again. You can bring your hand to your belly if it feels like it. Just up and down a few times in that neutral place. And then begin, hold the pelvis up and begin to shift the whole pelvis off to the right. Now keep it level, so you're not tilting the pelvis now, you're just trying to keep the whole pelvis level and moving it to the right and then back to center. Do this with your breath. And allow the Kanda to expand a little bit more to the right and to the left. Tired, you can set it down for a while and relax. And just going to the right then. And whenever you're ready, come back up. And now move a little bit to the left. Slow as you ever can, keeping the pelvis level. This might feel incredibly strange to you to be doing this. Taking a rest whenever you like. Constructive rest, knees together or the legs long. Whatever's right for you in this moment. Just check in with your back, notice that you're laying easily on the ground. Always scanning, always looking to let go. Intention is to move through the Kanda and let everything else go. Back to standing. Let's go through this one more time. Bring your hands to your belly if you like. Begin to press up a little bit. And then just begin to move from side to side. Translate the pelvis back and forth, keeping it level. Only has to be maybe an inch off the ground. Going higher isn't better, it's just different. I like to keep it as close to the ground, as close to the organization level. How does the body organized to move. I think this is just one of the most luscious movements we can do. We don't do enough of this side-to-side movement with the pelvis. Notice how the pelvis is moving one direction, the chest on that side gets smaller, and the chest on the opposite side lengthens. So go ahead whenever you're ready. You can take a rest and continue doing this. You might find that your legs start shaking a little bit if you're not used to doing this. And don't bring yourself into a state of fatigue. You want to be fresh and rested and easy and aware constantly. We're moving towards stillness. We're not moving for the sake of moving. Although we are moving for just the joy. It's the only way we learn. We wouldn't need our senses. We wouldn't need any of that if we weren't moving. If we were a tree, we don't need any of that. We only need these senses. We only need this type of interaction with the environment. If we move around. So come on back into an easy place here. Resting place. Now bring your right arm up over your head with your knees in that rested position. Try to get the arm flat on the ground and then start to do your pelvic lifts once again. Just up and down, maybe even side to side with the hip, the pelvis. How that restricts the movement of your shoulders now a little bit differently, very different movement. Roll your head a little bit as you do this, just noticing how that changes things. It's all about the difference. It's not about doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. We just want to be present, consciously aware, with the intention of moving from that Kanda point, still feeling the expansion, maybe even hearing the haṃsa in the background. These gentle pelvic rocks, translations. Arms to the other side and continue the same way. Make the movement yours. Notice how the weight changes from one foot to the other as you go back and forth. See if you can keep the weight the same and the knees pointed towards the sky as we roll the pelvis from side to side. We don't want to allow the pelvis to tilt. Knees towards the sky and the pelvis level. side now. We're going to do a similar movement, except now we're going to reach towards the heel with the hand on one side, come up into the bridge, and then begin to reach the right hand down towards the right heel. It's a little different movement. It involves the pelvis moving, but the shoulders are now engaged also. Right hand down towards the right foot, allowing the rest of the upper body to slide. Let the head slide, but keep the eyes towards the sky. We don't want to let the head roll from side to side. We want to keep the neck nice and restrained here, even as the shoulders move around the neck. Keep your awareness on breathing into the lower belly, into the Kanda. Soft and easy and move easily. Just notice how your feet are pressing into the floor. Are they the same? Can you feel the toes on both feet? How do the heels feel from one side to the other? Now start pressing the left hand down towards the feet. Maybe you can go back and forth now. Feel both sides. Go a little bit faster towards the end. Just let your body oscillate. Let it vibrate, let it shake. Extend the legs out. Extend the legs out long. Come into a nice little rest. Start to make your way to an easy, comfortable seat. Crossed legs. It can be any kind of seat that you like. Your legs can be extended. You can be kneeling. And begin the next stage of the practice. So from that comfortable seat, you might want to prop yourself up. I have a little bolster under my body here to hold myself up. Begin to feel your head, the crown of your head, begin to lift as your pelvis becomes heavy on every inhale. Now just let that kunda go, just breathe full body. Just feel this pressure up on the inhale and the pressure down. Allow your pelvis to be long, your back to be long, your belly to be soft and easy. You can close your eyes or keep your eyes partially open. Breathing through your nose softly and easily. Maybe bring the middle finger to the crown of the head, right at the crown of the head. Maybe rub around up there, just looking for sensation. Maybe there's sensation, maybe there's not. And maybe your left middle finger, or your right middle finger, I'm sorry, can go on the pelvic floor. And breathe between your middle finger of the left hand and the middle finger of the right hand, and see if you can feel a connection between them. Some kind of energetic connection. And if you don't feel it, if you don't sense it, imagine that it's there. Imagine that there's a connection between the two middle fingers running right down the center of your body. Imagine this as a golden thread. Really try to feel the connection between those. You can release the hands. This is called the central channel, or the Sushumna. Along this channel, all the important things in our life happens. It's where we fall in love. It's where we get kicked in the belly. It's where we have great ideas. All of this happens along the central channel. We want to strengthen this part of our energy body, our subtle body, so we can digest experiences that are not pleasant, are not helping us, that are leaving us attached to things that we don't need to be attached to, everything that's temporary, or averting things that really aren't scary. So this is a meditative, contemplative practice to help strengthen that body. So breathe into that central channel. Let's feel this line going straight up and down the center of the body, from the crown of the head to the pelvic floor. Just looking for sensations or vibrations along this channel. You can continue with the haṃsa meditation. Hum on the inhale, sa on the exhale. And just visualize this golden thread connection between the crown of the head and the pelvic floor. Connecting the two. Relaxing with every breath. Where can I let go? There's nowhere to go. Relax your jaw, divya karna. Let your jaw relax, let your whole face be soft. Eyes are mainly closed. Tongue is just floating in the mouth. Maybe the tip of the tongue is curled up just a little bit. Nādī-shodhana. Alternate breath. Alternate nostril breathing. Take the right index finger and middle finger, bring it to the third eye. We did this in the last practice, but we're going to expand it a little bit this time. So the right thumb, so the thumb can close up the right nostril, ring finger can close the left. And let's begin inhaling into the left. So close, block the right, slowly inhale into the left. Imagine a color of a beige or a dirty white color. This is the lunar side, cooling all the way down. Allow the breath to cool in the pelvic floor for a moment, warming up. Block the left nostril, open up the right nostril, and forcibly eject that air. Block the right nostril. Begin to inhale this dirty white color of the lunar side. Imagine in that is unresolved. In that whiteness is this unresolved fear and attachment. Not that there's a problem with fear and attachment. It's still bothering us. It's not resolved. Breathe that down into the pelvic floor. Block the left. Exhale out the right. One more time. Inhaling into the left. All the way down. Cooling this unresolved fear and attachment. Block the left. Exhale out the right. Drop the hand. Begin to visualize this left channel. It's now glowing like 10 million moonbeams, this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful white. And it's the light of discerning wisdom that we've replaced the fear and attachment. Let's come back into the mudra. Now we're going to inhale into the right. Imagine this as kind of a dried blood or a dirty red color. Inhaling in. And this is unresolved anger and aggression. This is warm, hot, solar. Allow it to cool in the pelvic floor. Block the right. Exhale out sharply. The left. And inhale into the right. Sturdy red color. This unresolved aggression and anger. Exhaling out the left. One more time. Inhaling into the right. Dirty red color starting to lighten up a little bit. bringing that anger and aggression to the surface to get it resolved. Blow it out. Release the hands down. Start to notice that that red channel is now glowing like ruby red, or the color of a sunrise red. It's beautiful, beautiful red. And it's the light of compassionate action. It's the red light of compassionate action. And now begin to breathe. Feel the energy come down both sides, the right and the left, expanding into the right and left sides, pulling in the pelvic floor. And then we move that energy from the pelvic floor into that central channel. We exhale that up through the crown of the head. Inhale into the central channel. Exhale through the crown of the head. And one more time. Both sides. Pulling in the floor, mixing. Move it into the central channel. Try to move that energy up the central channel. Come to meditation. Now we see that that central channel is glowing. The sun of 10 million sunbeams, all different colors. This is the light of awakening, the light of liberation. Continue to meditate. Continue to bring your awareness to these three channels, glowing on the left like 10 million moonbeams, on the right like 10 million sunrises, and in the central channel like 10 million sunbeams of all colors, compassionate action, discerning wisdom, liberation. Keep your awareness on the meditation. Keep your awareness on your breath. Keep your awareness on the sounds of the breath, haṃsa, the mantra of the breath. Relax your jaw, relax your entire body. Physical practice that we did is to teach our body how to sit with ease, how to be easy, so that we can find that oneness with ourselves, with our body, and the entire universe. That oneness between our soul and the soul of the universe. Begin to bring your awareness to how it feels to be conscious, how it feels to be aware, how it feels to be able to reflect on your thoughts. Now, do not create a story. We're not trying to create more stories. We're trying to get past to the stories that we tell ourselves. The interpretation of the feelings, of the sensation of our felt sense life. These thoughts are just interpretation stories about that. We want to live in the true life, not the story life. So bring your awareness to how it feels to be conscious. Not telling a story, just how does that feel? Knowing that we are conscious in a universe that created consciousness so that it could consciously observe that consciousness. So continue to sit for as long as you like. I'm gonna sing a little mantra, a little song attached to it, about consciousness. And in the tradition, consciousness is called Shiva. And we're all Shiva. We're all conscious. We're all part of this universal consciousness, creating the the universe as we go along with our consciousness. And you can sit for as long as you like. When I'm finished, I'm just going to quietly fade away. Sit as long as you like. Shiva. Wake up to find out that you are the eyes of the world. But the heart